Hey traders, John Howell here. Today we're going to be looking a bit of an update on the mining sector. Man, we are getting close to that slingshot pattern, and also this little wedgie right now. Are we about to see the blow off top that I think a lot of people may have been talking about? But are we about to see a breakout and a blow off top? That's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, let's get straight into it. If you haven't done so yet, then make sure you click on that link in the description or go to John's free gift. That trading course you can see on the screen, yours for the low price of free. That's right, for free. I'm just giving it away for free. So if you need help with chart reading, maybe a good trading system, mindset stuff, foundations, biggest mistakes you're making right now, etc., then go get access to that free trading course. Let's get into the markets. First, I'm going to be looking at the mining sector. Then I'm going to talk to you about what I believe is one of the greatest opportunities from now through to the end of the year and how I'm already positioned for it. And I've been talking about it, but I want to give you guys a bit of an update about what is going on in the markets. Oh, by the way, guys, if you enjoy these market updates, put in cool bananas because bananas are cool in the comment section below. That's going to confuse the hell out of so many people. Cool bananas because bananas are cool. So anyway, put that in the comment section below if you enjoy these market updates. So let's actually start off with the mining stocks, and we'll start off with the good old silver mining stocks first, and then we'll go through silver and gold and also the bit of that wedgie. Right, we're going to finish off with the wedgie, and then with the wedgie comes one of the greatest opportunities for this year, or one of the greatest opportunities for the rest of this year. Anyway, so looking at the SIL, the silver mining ETF, we can actually see. Look what's happened here. We broke down, had a breakdown, and now we broke down through here, and we're having a little rise up where we are right now. So we're not quite up there yet, but we're getting very, very, very close. And this little point through here, as you can see that little doobalaki right there, you can see how we actually had a lot of support through here. And now we've actually broken below. So we're getting very, very, very close. If we continue to have a little bit more upward movement, that's going to cause this pattern to form, which is the false breakout, or your terminology, false breakdown. To me, it's a false breakout. It's breaking out of this channel. So it's a false breakout. We're getting very, very close to false breakout, and that means this actually is getting very, very close to forming the pattern where it has a high probability of being a major low. Before we see if this continues to create this false breakout, then we are on our way to $60 on the SIL in the markets there. So keep an eye for that, guys, because this could be a great little opportunity for the mining sector to go, here we go. So that's the SIL moving through there. But again, we need to see a little bit more upward movement to create that effect there. Moving over now through to the SILJ, but that's actually doing just slightly something different. We broke down, as you can see, very, very strong and clear break below this level. This level here is around that $13 level, and you can see the support, all the support level through here, and look here, we actually broke below it right there, and we came all the way back down. And then now look what happened. And now, because we broke all the way back down, we're trying to get back above. So if we continue to get a nice movement back to the upside around the $14 to $15 level, that's going to create this slingshot pattern, false breakout. And then if we can get that pattern to confirm for us, then the projection is, I always say when we get these false breakouts, the probability is that it's likely to run to the other side of the channel. And then it's likely to break it and then run to the projected side of the channel. All right, step by step. Firstly, when we get, John, say that again. Do that again. All right, cool. So let me show you. So whenever we get these false breakouts, obviously there are times when they don't work. Okay, guys. So just be aware of that. If we do get something like this, there's probably, there is still some chances sometimes the market does that and then it rolls back down. Okay, so must understand that there's no guarantees of this, but there's a massive probability that if we continue to complete this false breakout / slingshot pattern, then we're firstly that when that happens, we're now massive probability we're now likely to run to the other side of the channel that it's in. So false breakout confirmed, not yet anyway. We need a bit more upside. Once it confirms, high probability we're going to hit the $18 level. Okay, but then once we get to the $18 level, we'll probably have a bit of a pause for a bit, and then we're likely to break the $18 level, and then we're now likely to run up towards the target of the channel. So if I measure from what I call the channel projected target, so we have the top up here of the channel. So you measure from the high, you come back down to the low, just like so, and you project that up just like that, right? So just like that, and then you put a little horizontal line up there, and bam. And then so once we do that, then we're on our way to $22. So that's why I always say that if we can get a good completed nice slingshot pattern here, yes, some of them do that, but that'll be your risk, and your reward would be that'll be a target up there. Now that may take 2 months to get there, that may take 6 months to get there, right? Because we may go up here for a bit and then have a bit of a pause and then go something like that. Okay, so the timing is never sure, but knowing that this is probably going to be a final low, and then that's going to be your reward into your risk. So if you take 10 of these trades and 2 of them do that, and 8 of them do that, look up the word happy in the dictionary, and I see your face, right? My face. So my face. So we have a look at this GDXJ here, the GDX. The really interesting thing happening with the GDX right now is just, it's really, really, really interesting what's going on right now. And it's like, okay, we're not actually breaking below here. Now we still could get that follow through. Okay, we haven't actually, the nut hasn't paused yet. So we still could get, as you can see, let me open up this chart a bit more. We're still in a downward trend. We're still going down. We've had a little rally to the upside. So we still could get one last little flushy like that on the downside. I would actually love that, by the way. I would love it. We are holding this level here, this 31 level, and we're bouncing back up there. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we actually did get that, by the way. Again, I personally would love that. The reason why is because that's going to be the scenario, the pattern that I would love to see. And then we get something like this going on, and then guess what? There's the false breakout, there's the slingshot pattern, and then away we go. So whenever we're trading, guys, sometimes in the videos, like I did a video yesterday, and I'm like, I don't know exactly what's going to happen here, but we need to wait for the pattern to confirm or to form. Trading is all about that, right? We go through these markets through here, and trading is all about, seeing the patterns form, and then say, okay, this is what the market's telling us right now. It doesn't mean we definitely know what's going to happen tomorrow. That's why I say, I don't know what's going to happen here, but what I would like to see to give me a probability for me to say, okay, we've now forming a major low, is exactly that, right? False breakdown, it creates the pattern. Then the pattern gives us a probability of what's likely to come. And if we do get that pattern, then what's likely to come is probably a $40 GDX. So we break 30, we break past 30, come back up above 31, 32. Next target is $40. Makes sense? So that's how trading's done, guys. If you think that you need to, you definitely know what's going to happen tomorrow, or you're looking for someone that knows what's going to happen tomorrow. No one knows what's going to happen tomorrow, but a successful trader, guess what he has his setups, right? And then he waits and he waits and he waits and he waits for that setup. He's not in and out every single day. If you are like that, I guarantee you're blowing yourself up out of water, right? Because you're just getting into anything, and it's not the way that it works. So wait for the patterns to form. And even if you have to wait for a whole week, or sometimes even a whole few weeks for your pattern that you're trading to form in the markets. And until then, your job is to do nothing. That's always the hardest bit about trading. It's never the system or the market's rigged and all this sort of bullshit that most people say about why they're actually losing money. No, you're just a shit trader. Let's actually just be real here, okay? You're just a shit trader. Because if you had a successful system, that means most of the time you're going to do well. Some of the times you're going to have losses. That's the way that it works. But if you did that and you stuck to a system and stuck to good risk management and good trade management, because they're the three things: successful system, good win-loss ratio, good risk management, and good trade management, meaning protecting your profits when you do make good profits, never letting your profit turn into a loss, and risk management. So when you do have a loss, you're only risking a few percent on your account. Winner, chicken dinner, right? Rinse, recycle, repeat. Where most of you bumblebees go wrong is, you just want to get into it because a YouTube video says, here we go, right? So that's where it's always the hardest thing. The hardest thing about trading is that discipline to say, okay, I believe in this pattern. Now I'm just going to wait for it. But then some people, the hardest thing about that is that a lot of people, the hardest thing about trading is then waiting for that pattern, right? Because some people, they want to make money every single week. But some weeks there is no trades, and that's just the way trading works. And a lot of newbies that enter the market, they don't understand how the markets work. That some weeks you're very, very active within your particular system, and other weeks there's no trades at all. And sometimes, like with my system, sometimes I go a month or two with no trades. But guess what? That's the nature of the beast, right? Like I can't take any trades because there's no systems there. There's no trades there. So moving over now through to the GDXJ, and we are getting oh, fantastic. Just got a comment from one of my private clients. Kicking ass. Well done. Anyway, so we could see what's happening here on the GDX here, and we're getting very, very, very close, to creating once again the slingshot pattern. We are below here. Right there, okay, we're right there now, but we're just having a little bit of a boop, like bip, like a little bit of a dippy to the upside. We're not there yet. This could easily just roll over to the downside. So we haven't gotten the market yet, or we haven't actually got the false breakdown yet. So once we get that, then what we're looking for is we're looking for a market to get back above here, back above 45 into that level there. If we can get the 45, 46 maybe, then that's going to be probably a final low in the markets. And then we're probably going to race to probably even all-time new highs, and away we go. And if we do get that and we start to get that, this here is going to be the final low for a long, long, long time in the markets. Probabilities? No certainties. There's still probably some chances of it taken out, guys. So that's always the way that we want to look at it. Make sense? So that's what I'm seeing there, guys, with the good old mining sector through there. Let's have a look at good old gold and silver now. So let's have a look at gold first. Gold right now is still in that very sort of tricky territory because we are still in a very sort of downward lower highs. This still could be another lower high and then get slammed again. So we're still in this downward trend. But we are definitely starting to get this sort of V bottom action. So it's going to be really interesting to see what forms after this. Do we start to form higher lows and then start to break up? Or what forms after this? That's what's going to give us the big key of what happens next in gold there. So really interesting stuff. And looking at silver is still in a downward trend, but we're now in still just a sideways phase, and silver does this so much. Down, okay, you can see silver go down, then sideways, down, then sideways, down, and then sideways. So this could be another sideways movement before we go down when it comes to silver. So just keep an eye out for that, guys. And again, I wouldn't be too surprised if we did see one last crack in the mining sector to really shake out the weak hands, and then we start to see, the cowbunga dude type thing, cowbunga dude, eh? So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys. And let's actually go and have a look at this here. This is the ES, the S&P 500 futures market, looking at the trading view, okay? So looking at trading view, we can see we've been in this long-term wedgie, right? Squeezing up. And guys, we are about to see one of the greatest explosions, vertical moves we've ever seen in history, and I have my money backing it as well too. Okay, I've actually been long S&P 500 for a few months. Same with the Nasdaq as well too. I believe this wedgie is about to create one of the greatest explosions we've ever seen. And once we start to break, and we're likely to break up and out, then talk about vertical movement. I have targets up here. Okay. So I have targets we're probably likely to break up and out, and then I see us hitting 5,000, and then possibly even as much as 5,400 by the end of this year. That's where my targets. Now, there's no guarantees of that, guys, but we look at this here. It's squeezing up. We are just, it's like, it's when you get these wedgies, right? These wedgies and these triangle patterns. Guess what happens? A lot of the times, think about your hose. You know your hose, right? You click your hose on and you start to water your plants, right? And sometimes you don't have the nozzle. You got the nozzle where you sprinkle. You have the little sprinkles. And then you got the hard one, and you turn the nozzle and all that sort of stuff, right? So sometimes back in my day, my parents say, "Oh, forget the nozzle, just use the water," right? And the water comes out of the hose, right? And guess what happens? You put your finger over it, and guess what? It squirts out, doesn't it? It's like it squirts out, and that's when you put your finger over the top. That's what creates the hardness and the and you create little fans and all that sort of stuff with the nozzle, right? Right. So what happens is that's exactly like this wedgie right here. Wedgie. Okay. That's what's like with this wedgie, because the wedgie is about to break. That's like right now, the water's coming up. And what's happening is we are about to put our finger over the nozzle, and it's going to squirt, and it's going to go hard. It's going to go fast, and it's going to go bazooka. Hard, fast, bazooka. Okay. So, and guys, I'm not saying this right now. Like, if you actually go look at my main YouTube channel for the last month or two, for the last couple of months, actually, I have indeed been saying where I actually see these markets. So if you actually go have a look at my YouTube channel here, okay, you can see this video here. Over a month ago, my year-end target price targets S&P Nasdaq, and in here I've been saying I expect a 5,000, 5,400 even the S&P and Nasdaq. And so that's what I'm seeing through there. But when it comes to the Nasdaq, that's the S&P 500. Look at the Nasdaq. Now, last week, let's go to the Nasdaq here on the good old TC 2000. So looking at the Nasdaq, I did a market update last week. And on that market update, I said, let's actually bring up this weekly chart here for a minute. I said, what's happening here is we're creating this very beautiful upward trend, but we're creating a bit of a flat scenario. And so I said that this is a bit of a do or die situation, because if we break below 14,000, then look out below. It's down, the price is down. But I said in last week's video that I believe, and my money is, because I've got call options in the SPY and the QQQ, which is SPY is for the S&P 500, the QQQ is for the Nasdaq. And I said I believe we're likely to break up and out, because ultimately where I see at least a 17,000 print, and I have done for quite some time. I see a 17,000 print by the end of this year. And for you guys who have been following me for the last few months, I've always had that 17,000 print, and I've never changed that there. So I see this thing continuing. And once again, if I go to my QQQ, where I entered the QQQ was back here on the breakout. Me and my private clients, some of my private clients anyway. Some of my private clients have been bumblebees. Clip around the head. Anyway, so I personally entered call options here for the rest of this year, because I see the Nasdaq hitting 17,000, and so therefore the QQQ is likely to continue making some very, very nice moves as well. So I'm going to be writing this along with the QQQ as well as the SPY. And the SPY, the S&P 500, I got into the S&P 500 here, okay, back here I think it was. It was back here or back one of these here I think it was, the last few months ago. Once back here, I got back into, or maybe it was here, or maybe it was somewhere around the end of June anyway. In June into July, that's where I got into call options, somewhere around there. But anyway, and the market's continued up because, again, I've been seeing this for quite some time, and we are into that wedgie point, and we may even be able to see the wedgie form here. All right, look at that wedgie. The wedgie is squeezing up, and the wedgie is about to break, and we're about to put the hand over the nozzle, and we're about to see some crazy bull moves. And I am still seeing to this day, people are shorting the markets. I see one guy is like, these cycle indicators are telling me the market's going to go down, the market's going to crash. And it's, guys, and I tell you what, traders, okay? the number one thing, don't listen to me, listen to the markets. And what that means is that as long as we continue to make these higher lows, and it can be as simple as this, is the market going to start to see a severe movement on the downside? The first thing we need to keep an eye out for is this low here, major low. Because here's the thing. We have low, major low, there's higher low, okay? The very first thing, the thing you need to keep an eye out for, and forget the news. Forget Afghanistan, forget the vid, forget the cough situation, forget Rona, forget me, right? Forget everything else. Forget what Ray Dalio's doing or Warren Buffett's doing or anything there, okay? The number one thing you should be looking for is the markets, and it's this simple. If we keep making higher lows in the markets like we're doing here and we've done ever since, guess what? We're in an upward trend and the market will continue. If the market starts to break down through here somewhere, this is going to be your warning sign to say, okay, now we could be getting ready for some serious downward movement. But until that happens, it's game on for the bulls. And if you guys remember, I did a video back here, right back on this day here. And I said, this is a gift. This is a gift. If you guys have been watching me for the last few months, remember that, right? This is a gift. This is a gift. You know, market pulled back, and then I just saw this thing being a gift because we got a really good pullback, and then away we go. Makes sense? And people are like, oh, John, it can't be that simple. It really is that simple, right? Like, let's actually go back to the recent crash, Rona, right? Good old Rona. So, look at Rona. And again, guys, it is this simple. So please listen to the markets. Look what happened with Rona, Rona. Okay, let's actually look what happened before the Rona. If you're worried about this, guys, this is the number one thing to focus on. Look at it here. Back late in 1919, right? What do we have? A nice move up. Then we had a pullback. Then we had a big move up. Then we had a pullback. And then we had a big move up. Okay, so at that time, guess what we're doing? Very higher low and a higher low, and the market's breaking up. But look what happened here. Remember I said before, when the market's making higher lows like this, higher low, like that, that's when we're in an upward trend. And as long as we keep making higher lows, we're likely to keep making a move up. But if we start to break these lows here, that's the warning sign that something could be changing. Big warning sign. Just like back here with the Rona, right? Look at this here. This is October, November, December, January, and February. Low, higher low, and higher low. Look what happened here. We stopped what? We stopped making higher lows, and we got a break below that there. As soon as we got that break below, that would be your warning sign. If you're long in this market, that'll be a warning sign that something's not right, and I need to be exiting here real quick, smart, because something is not right. If I was buying, holding, like what I have right now with the QQQ and the SPY, right? This would be if I'm long the market right now, this is telling me right now the trend is not your friend, because the trend is possibly coming to an end. And so this is the warning sign. And so we're at what? 3,200 there at that time, 3,200. And then look what happened, right? We can see here, and then look what ended up happening all the way down. Right, 3,200. And look where the break was. The break was where? The break was right up here. So that's where the break was there. So this is right here was where you're starting to get the warning sign. And then look what happened. Bam, 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 bam. Right, we had a, and then what did we have? A move down, lower high, and then a breakdown. Then we came back up, higher low, and then the bull market started again. Look at this here, higher low, breaking past previous highs. We got this. This is higher low, warning sign, warning, and then the market continues down. So when we're looking at these markets, guys, don't be afraid of these markets, right? Because they take time. It takes time for these things to happen. It doesn't happen in one day. So please don't be afraid of this market. Don't jump in FOMO like, oh, I'm going to short the market right now, because you're an idiot if you do that, right? Because you think you're smarter than the markets. You're not. Listen to the markets. It's not about me. It's about listening to the markets. And guys, I'm only saying this to you because I personally, over the last 16 years of trading, one of the biggest mistakes I've done is trading against the trend. And the trend is your friend until the end. We know the saying, okay? But so therefore, and look what's happened with the S&P 500 this whole time up. And people are like, oh, stock market crash, overvalued, Corona, all this bad stuff. higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and look what we're still doing. Higher lows all the way up. So please, guys, don't fight the market. Again, the reason why I've been long ever since down here with call options, SPY, for the rest of this year, and same for the Nasdaq, is that one thing. But I also see the other fundamentals behind this here: 0% interest rates, QE, etc., etc., etc. Okay. But when the market starts to do this, or if the market starts to do something like this, moving in the next week, and I'm completely wrong about this, guess what I'm doing? I'm out. Why? Because the market is telling me something has changed. Something is changing right now, and the trend is no longer my friend. I may have to re-enter if it does turn back around. But if I'm looking for that warning sign, it's a break below the low. So anyway, guys, I hope you really enjoyed today's video. The number one key I want you to think about, guys, is the chart is your number one friend, not indicators. Throw those bullshit things out the window. You know, the RSI, the MACDs, and all this sort of crap. No, listen to the markets. And then if we're buying, holding something, and we continue to make a nice stepping up fashion, guess what? The trend is your friend until the end. When it stops doing that, the market's giving you a warning, just like it did back here. And even like with Bitcoin, what did Bitcoin do? Let's actually have a look at Bitcoin here for a minute. Right, this is Bitcoin. What did Bitcoin do? And I know this sounds so simple, guys, but this is the number one thing that's going to help you succeed in the markets. It's actually quite simple. 80% of the stuff out there is absolutely bullshit that's not going to serve you at all. It really isn't. Look what happened back here with Bitcoin, right? Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Oh, look what happened. Boom. Lower low. Oh my goodness. Warning, warning. Then we started to create a lower high and we broke this low. And then guess what happened? Flush down. We went from 50,000 to 30,000. And now look what's happened. We're starting to change the tune once again. We went down and now we're bending and molding. As you can see, guys, it's all about bending and molding with it. But if you were long Bitcoin and you started to see something like this, that's when you start to be like, you know what? This now is topping out a little bit. This is actually running out a little bit. I need to be out. If I'm worried about the market pulling back, the market's going to create something like this first, right? At least a breaking of a low. And that point right there, guess what? Was the warning sign to say something's not right. And that's when it created the downward fashion. So I hope this helps you out today, guys. As I said before, if you enjoy these market updates and these videos here, put in the chat box below, cool bananas, because bananas are cool. Hey traders, I'm giving away 100% free access to my brand new Breakthrough full trading course. This is 8 videos over 10 hours of pure amazing and powerful strategies. This is my most powerful systems and strategies that I've used for the last 16 years, and I'm giving it away for free. So this is what I want you to do right now. I want you to go to johnsfreegift.com, or there should be a link around here somewhere, a button or in the description or somewhere in there. Click on that and you can go get free access to my brand new Breakthrough trading course. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now. Go to that right now, guys. You can get full, complete, free membership access. Go do that right now.